Hey guys, so today we're going to be talking about the different grips in tennis, okay? Let's just start out with, the more I tilt my racket downward, the more spin I get. So the more the racket face, this is the racket face right here, right? The more I tilt the racket face downward, the more spin I'm going to get. All right, let's just talk about the grips. So there are four main grips. Number one is Continental Grip. That means your base knuckle and your heel pad is on bevel 2. And this is for right-handed players. If it's left-handed players, it's the opposite, okay? So once again, for Continental Grip, you want your base knuckle and your heel pad on bevel 2 of the racket. So you can see there's 8 bevels, right? So this is 1, this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you want your base knuckle and your heel pad on bevel 2. Continental Grip basically means that the racket is not tilted. The racket face is completely open. So like I said before, the more I tilt the racket face downward, the more spin I get. So if the racket face is completely open, I'm not going to get as much spin. This grip is more for your serve, for your volleys, but we're going to try and see how it looks with our forehand. So I have the slinger bag over here. I put a link in the description if you guys want to purchase it. If you guys do purchase it, let me know in the comments below. I will give you a discount to purchase all the balls, right? So we're in Continental Grip, base knuckle heel pads on bevel 2, and we're going to hit some tennis balls with the forehand, all right? You guys will notice I'm not going to be getting much spin on this ball. The ball is going to be going kind of low over net. There's not going to be too much height when I hit this ball, okay? And just so you guys know, I'm not used to hitting with Continental Grip that much, so it might not look as good, but here we are. So this is Continental Grip. As you guys can see, the ball is just going straight. There's really no curve. It's not dipping. I'm hitting the balls very flat when I hit the Continental hold with the Continental Grip. If you guys do want to use the Continental Grip, the goal is to keep your swing very short. You can't be doing a lot of things with your racket, all right? So again, there's no tilt with my racket, right? No tilt, and then when I swing, I'm gonna make contact, the strings are going to be flat, so the ball is going to not have much spin. So the Continental Grip, it's good for field shots, it's good for slice, it's good for volleys, right? But for ground strokes, it's kind of hard because there's no spin. And what spin does for you is it allows you to hit the ball as hard as you want, and the ball's still going to dip into the court. So that is Continental Grip. So now what we are going to go over is Eastern Grip, right? So Eastern Grip is Roger Federer's grip of choice, okay? So the base knuckle and the heel pad is on bevel 3 of the racket. So once again, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. So it's right here. And my base knuckle and heel pad is on bevel 3 of the racket. So this is the Eastern Grip. For beginners, if you guys are starting out, I would highly recommend the Eastern Grip for the forehand, okay? It's very user-friendly. It's probably the easiest grip based upon the different heights and spins of the balls that you're receiving, okay? So if you're beginning, try Eastern Grip. What that means, once again, is just you want the racket tilted slightly, okay? It's not going to be tilted too much, not flat like Continental, but a little bit of tilt on there, okay? So I think we're having a technical difficulty with the balls in the slinger bag. We're going to check it real quick. All right, sometimes it could just get jammed up real quick. If you guys ever have that problem, just move the balls around. There's a little oscillator inside of it. Sometimes the balls get stuck. So once again, we are going to be going with Eastern Grip. Now, Eastern Grip is the most universal, user-friendly grip. So again, my racket's tilted slightly downward, okay? This is good for high balls. You don't get as much spin, right? Because it's not fully tilted downward, but it's pretty good for feel, all right? So Eastern Grip, tilted downward, we're going to check how the ball looks, okay? You guys should be seeing a little bit more dip to the ball because now, again, there's top spin on the ball, right? So it's not just going forward, now it's going forward and dipping in, right? So Eastern Grip, we'll swing. All right, a little bit too much. And I play with SemiWestern, so this is different for me. So since I play with SemiWestern, I'm used to hitting much more spin on the ball, so my balls might fly a little bit long. So this is the Eastern grip. It does feel really good, but I just do not like that I can't hit as much spin as I would like. Let's do some cross court. Let's do 5 more. Eastern grip. I keep on wanting to go to semi-Western, right? So again, just tilt it a little bit. I get good feel on the ball every single time I hit. 2 more. 2. And 1. Here we are, last one, Eastern. 1 more, 1 more. All right, so that is the Eastern forehand grip, all right? Once again, guys, if you guys are beginning, if you guys are starting out, I would highly recommend trying that. Now, this is my grip of choice. It is the SemiWestern grip. So, how do we get into the SemiWestern? You want your base knuckle and your heel pad. So you want base knuckle and heel pad diagonal. 2 Minute Tennis, what he does, if you guys follow 2 Minute Tennis on YouTube, he's one of the best YouTubers and Instagrammers. He draws a diagonal line from the base knuckle to heel pad, so you can actually place it on there. That's a good thing to do. I'd highly recommend checking out his videos, but once again, so you go 1, 2, 3, 4, so down here, right? So I'm going to put my base knuckle and heel pad on bevel 4 of the racket. So as you guys can see, 1, 2, there we are. So we are in the proper position, okay? So this is the SemiWestern grip. This is what I love to hit. SemiWestern, it's good, you get tons of spin. It's a little bit not as user-friendly. The reason why is because you have to really make sure that you drop the ball, but we're going to see how the SemiWestern grip looks right now. So you guys will probably be able to see even more dip on the ball, right? Because since my racket's tilted more, it's going to be brushing the ball more when I hit. So this is SemiWestern grip. Let's see what happens. My grip of choice. This is my favorite grip. I've used this since I was probably 4 years old. Here we are. So SemiWestern grip. Let's get started. Oh, and I missed my first one. Great. That's just awesome. Here we are. All right, so I'm able to hit some height over the net, and the ball is going to dip in every single time because I have this tilted grip. The racket's tilted downward, right? So when the ball's going over the net, it's not just going to go and bounce and forward, right? It's going to bounce and the ball's going to kick up because there's so much topspin on the ball. So again, I'm going to be SemiWestern, tilted a little bit more than the Eastern. And I'm going to just brush up, get some good height on the ball. So as you can see, I can hit the ball kind of like, what, 4, 5 feet, 6 feet over the net, and it's still going to dip in because I have that grip that's hitting more spin. So the more I tilt the racket downward, the more height that I can clear over the net. And the ball's going to still dip in, okay? Let's do 5 more. Shank. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. And last one. All right. So that is the SemiWestern grip, all right? Now, if you guys know the player by the name of Rafa Nadal, this is the Western grip, all right? If you are a beginner or even intermediate, I do not recommend this. I absolutely can't play. Jack Sock plays with it as well. Full SemiWestern grip. Ooh, I didn't turn the ball machine off. Here we are. So the SemiWestern grip, right? It is on bevel number 5, right? So you want your base knuckle and heel pad on bevel number 5. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So all the way down here, right? So SemiWestern grip means that the racket is fully tilted downward, okay? There's no slight tilt. The strings are fully downward, right? So when I make contact, it's going to give myself the maximum amount of spin. So once again, SemiWestern is when the strings are fully tilted downward. It's going to be hard to get to low balls because now you're really going to have to get under. It's going to be hard, right? Because look, if my racket's tilted a little bit, I can get under, make clean contact. But if my strings are fully down when I get under at low ball, it's going to be kind of awkward. So it's a hard grip to maneuver, but let's try it, okay? So since I'm in Western grip, the most tilted, I'm going to get the most amount of spin every single time I hit. So here we are. So I'm in full Western grip. Let's see how it works. Full Western right now. Let's see it. See all this spin. Nadal, I'll do the buggy whip. No, I'm kidding. Here we go. Oh. I want to go back to my normal grip. This is hard. Oh. But I can get so much spin. And again, once my ball bounces, the ball's kicking up every single time. So it's going to hit and then kick up. So it's going to put your opponent in an awkward position every single time. Also, the SemiWestern grip, it's not arm friendly. So if you guys have arm problems, do not do it. Let's do 5 more. 4 more. But you guys can see right now the height that I'm getting on the ball every single time. It's effortless because I just have so much spin. The ball is going to dip in. Let's see how high I can hit it while still accelerating. So look how much height I'm getting, right? But since I'm in that grip, I can get as much spin as I want for it to dip in. All right, so that is our SemiWestern grip. That was my Nadal impression. Okay, so just so we review, right? So there's 4 main grips. Continental grip, no tilt. Eastern grip, slight tilt. SemiWestern grip, a little bit more tilt. And full Western grip when the strings are facing down. The more I tilt my racket downward, the more spin I am going to get. The way I teach all my students is I don't tell them to go into a certain grip. I tell them to tilt the racket, and whatever that position is what they normally feel comfortable with, right? It's comfortable to their body. Maybe Sally will feel comfortable with a more Eastern grip, while John will like more of a slightly more tilted down grip. So if you're a coach right now, I would highly recommend, other coaches sometimes don't agree, but when I go out to a student, unless they're a complete beginner, I don't put them in an Eastern grip. I tell them tilt the racket down, and as long as the racket isn't fully this way or completely open, I'm going to let them go in that position. So next time you're on court, try not to think, if you're looking to change up your grip, try not to think, oh, I need to do a certain type of grip. Just tilt the racket and see which grip works best for you, whichever is the most comfortable. And again, as long as your strings aren't fully downward or they're not fully open, I think you should be perfectly fine. But play around with the grips. Once again, the more I tilt it downward, the more spin I'm going to get. The more I open my strings, the more flat the ball is going to go. Also, if you have a Continental grip, you can also start hitting more slice drop shots, field shots, types of shots like that. So, guys, if guys have any comments, let me know in the comments below. I just dropped a link to my top 50 tennis tips. I used all these tips with over 1,000 students last year, so highly consider downloading it. It's a free download. And again, guys, happy hitting and try these grips out. See ya.